Oh god, it's that time of the month again. Boruto dropped a new chapter and everything in the Naruto universe is on fire. I gotta say, I look forward to making every single video I make on this page, but when Boruto drops a new chapter, that's when I've been most excited recently. And this week's chapter did not disappoint. Not only was almost every single theory that I've made about the future of Boruto correct, but there are some things that happened in this chapter that even I didn't predict. Like one of the main characters of the manga getting one of the most powerful power-ups you can receive in Naruto. Well, another one of them seems to have mastered an ability that everybody said he couldn't use. On top of this, Boruto has been confirmed as him, or at least him adjacent, and Sasuke is a rogue ninja again. Oh yeah, and did I mention the time skip happened? This is quite possibly the most action-packed chapter of manga in Naruto ever. I genuinely have no idea where to start. So we're gonna start by saying that before we get started, please guys, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell. And if you love me talking about manga, then you're gonna love my other channel, The Weeb Commander, where instead of talking about Naruto and Boruto, I talk about all other anime. And if you like the idea of me talking about a plethora of anime, then you're gonna love my anime podcast, Otaku's Anonymous, where me and Danny Mata break down everything that happened in anime this week. This news very much included. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. But before we get into all that, guys, today we gotta talk about a brand new sponsor to the page, Raycon earbuds. I've been wanting to work with Raycon for a long time. I found Raycon earbuds years ago when I was on a weight loss journey. I was looking for headphones that would stay in my ears during runs and also deliver incredible sound. And I hated tangling with cords. And Raycon earbuds fixed all of those problems for me at an affordable price point. I was able to bump my workout music without worrying about my headphones dying, falling out, or being subpar quality, all at half the price of other premium earbuds. Meaning you don't even have to choose between Raycon's numerous products. You get two pairs for the price of one of the other guys. And listen, I have destroyed other earbuds because I sweat so much at the gym. But that was never the case with Raycon earbuds. These are the most durable, water and sweat resistant earbuds I've ever used. I've accidentally left them outside in the rain. I've dropped them in puddles. I've run them through the washing machine. I've worked out with them for years and never have they broken on me. And unlike with other brands, Raycons are available in a variety of different colors, like carbon black, or electric blue, or rose gold. Every Raycon product also comes with 3 customizable sound profiles, earbud tap functions, noise isolation, awareness mode, custom gel tips for a perfect in-ear fit, and 8 hours of battery time on a full charge. So what are you guys waiting for? Are you ready to get high quality headphones at half the price of the competitors? Click the link in my description or go to buyraycon.com/nchammer23 to get 15% off your order today. I mean, come on, look at the packaging on these. It's sleek, it's sexy, it fits in your pocket. And when I tell you that these things do not come out, I'm telling you, they do not come out. Doesn't matter how intense the workout is, nothing. I could shake like this for an hour straight, and these things are locked in. So usually from a chapter of manga, you get somebody's backstory or a little bit of fight, or maybe even some breaking news. But what if one chapter of manga was able to give you all of that? Well, that's what chapter 80 of Boruto is served up. One of the most comprehensive and mind-blowing chapters of manga I've ever read in my entire life, and I've only read the fan translations.
But Nick, genuinely not that much could have happened in chapter 80, right?
Wrong. Let's quickly go over everything that happened in chapter 80 and what it means for the future of Boruto and the Naruto universe as a whole. The chapter starts off with Boruto still on the run, as he was in chapter 79, because everybody in Konoha and the rest of the world believes that he killed Naruto. But now we get to see some of the more important people reacting to the news that Boruto killed Naruto. Well, not really the news, but the change in their memories. See, the chapter opens up with Shikamaru standing next to Kawaki and Ada, and it's at this point that Shikamaru seems visibly shaken by the news and confused. So we ask Kawaki and Ada if Boruto really was the person who killed Naruto, looking for confirmation on his memories. At which point, Ada goes to answer, but Kawaki grabs her by the scruff of her jacket and answers for her, confirming to Shikamaru that yes, Boruto did kill Naruto. Shikamaru, believing Kawaki, since he is Naruto's son after all, then radios into every single Konoha shinobi looking for Boruto and confirms their memories. That is to say that every single Konoha shinobi that's wearing an earpiece, which is all of them, hears from Shikamaru that Boruto has killed Naruto, confirming that their memories are indeed correct. And Sarada is one of the people who receives this message from Shikamaru. Now, mind you, Ada's ability didn't work on Sarada. So this moment for Sarada isn't a confirmation of her memories, just news breaking. So to take this from Sarada's standpoint, she is hearing from one of the most reliable voices in Konoha that Boruto killed his own father, and this news devastates her. She falls to her knees and begins to cry. But Sarada hasn't been brainwashed, so she doesn't necessarily believe this news to be true. Though hearing from the right hand of the Hokage and the smartest man in the village that Boruto did kill Naruto, Naruto is a big indication that he might have done it. However, this moment between Shikamaru, Ada, and Kawaki begins to create a small sliver of a crack between Ada and Kawaki. See, it's a possibility that in that moment, Ada was actually going to reveal to Shikamaru that Boruto didn't kill Naruto, but she was stopped by Kawaki. And then after Shikamaru has relayed this message and gone off to find Boruto himself, Ada wonders out loud to Kawaki whether or not going this far and besmirching Boruto's name is truly necessary, showing that there's a possibility that Ada has a small amount of empathy for Boruto, possibly believing that by brainwashing the entire world, she's done the wrong thing, which opens up some interesting possibilities for her character down the line, and might show that she's not as completely loyal to Kawaki as we once believed she was, especially considering the fact that a month ago in chapter 79, she brainwashed the entire world for him. But Kawaki reveals to her that this is in fact absolutely necessary, and that he'll keep Hinata and Naruto locked away until Boruto is dead. And while this is by far not the most important moment of this chapter, I did find it interesting that Ada, who was once completely head over heels for Kawaki and would do anything he asked, is now starting to question his judgment. And the questioning of his judgment is coming from a place of empathy and sympathy for Boruto. Well, obviously this doesn't play out into anything in this chapter. I do think it's an interesting thing to keep an eye on for the future of Boruto. After they're done having the conversation, Daemon barges in, finally able to catch up with Ada, and he proceeds to be a non-factor for the rest of the chapter. After we leave Daemon, Ada, and Kawaki, we find that Sasuke has stumbled upon Sarada, who is still in a heap, crying over the news that Boruto somehow killed Naruto. Sasuke is wondering why she's alone in the woods, and it's revealed to us that Mitsuki has gone off to kill Boruto, and she was with Mitsuki before. And while obviously the conversation that Sasuke and Sarada have is one of the most important things we've ever seen in Boruto, I want to talk about Mitsuki for a second. Mitsuki, from the moment that Ada brainwashed the entire world into believing that Boruto had killed Naruto, activated Sage Mode. Now, Mitsuki originally activated this Perfect Snake Sage Mode because he was standing next to Boruto as the brainwashing went off, because Mitsuki, Sarada, and Boruto were looking for Kawaki. Boruto, without fighting Mitsuki, manages to escape. Now, Mitsuki in both chapter 79 and 80 has been maintaining Perfect Snake Sage Mode while looking for Boruto. For those of you who don't know, Mitsuki is a clone of Orochimaru, and he was a clone specifically created to master Snake Sage Mode. However, since he was a clone of Orochimaru, his body was too weak to maintain the transformation, much like Orochimaru, and therefore he's supposed to wait until he gets older to maintain this transformation, because whenever he uses this transformation, it does massive damage to his body and organs, and therefore within manga canon moments, we've rarely ever seen Mitsuki use this mode. However, it seems as though being brainwashed by Ada has pushed him to a point that he's either chugging through the pain or has just figured it out, because he's been holding this form now longer than he's ever held it before, meaning that's a possibility, which was confirmed by this chapter, that Mitsuki has in fact mastered Snake Sage Mode. Perfect Snake Sage Mode, mind you. And honestly, considering the other things that happened in this chapter, that makes sense. Mastered Snake Sage Mode, he's gonna have a long amount of time to work on it coming up real soon. So we'll touch back on Mitsuki in a second. So Sarada tells her father that Mitsuki has gone off to kill Boruto, which Sasuke is kind of like,
Okay, makes sense.
because mind you, Sasuke has had his memories manipulated, and therefore the idea of Mitsuki wanting to kill Boruto for killing Naruto makes a lot of sense, especially when you consider the fact that he's had his changed memories confirmed through the information that Shikamaru has given to everybody. However, it's at this point that Sumire contacts Sarada and informs Sarada that Ada's ability has changed the memories of everybody worldwide. Just like to say, I was correct about it not affecting Sumire. And it's at this point that Sumire relays to Sarada that they're the only two people worldwide that haven't been affected by this. And it's at which point that she says that it's up to the two of them to protect Boruto, which is just girl boss shit. Who would have thought Sumire just kicks down the door of a lab, calls up Sarada, and is like, it's up to us. I don't care what anybody says. That is sick. After Sumire says she's gonna put the team on her back, we get a flash cut to Boruto, who's still on the run. However, he's been caught. Sort of. Team 10, so Shikadai, Inojin, and Chocho pull up on Boruto. And it's at this point that they use their Inoshikacho formation to capture him, with Chocho slapping him out of the air with a partial transformation jutsu, Inojin dive bombing on him with a drawn bird, and Chikadai catching him with shadow paralysis. And honestly, this was a really bad spot for Boruto, because we learned when Shikamaru used his shadow paralysis on Kawaki that Kawaki wasn't able to absorb the shadows. Because while shadow paralysis is a jutsu and therefore should fall under the umbrella of absorbable things with a karma marking, since it is a yin release that controls real life things that are shadows, they're actually non-absorbable through Rinnegan, Sharingans or karma markings, as yin release controls things that aren't technically there, like shadows and genjutsu. Therefore, genuinely one of the best ways to fight against somebody with either Sharingans in their palms like Momoshiki or a karma marking like Kawaki or Boruto is shadow paralysis technique. So long as Shikadai had Boruto planted right there, he probably wasn't going anywhere. He probably would have had to brute strength his way out of it, which probably would have required Momoshiki taking over, which would have been very bad for everybody. It's at this point that we cut back to Sarada and Sasuke's conversation. Sarada, now wielding the information that Ada's ability has brainwashed the entirety of the earth, begs Sasuke to save Boruto, pleading with Sasuke that it wasn't Boruto who killed Naruto. And while Sarada is pleading with her father to save her best friend and possible love interest, she does something kind of crazy. For the first time in Naruto history, a Mangekyo Sharingan is awoken without killing your best friend. Yes, that's right. While Sarada is pleading with Sasuke to save Boruto, she awakes dual MS. Didn't have to physically kill her best friend like Itachi or watch her best friend die like Shisui, simply wanted to save her best friend. And once again, Sarada has broken the mold for the Uchiha rules, as not only was she able to awaken her Sharingan initially by seeing Sasuke, therefore awakening her Sharingan through love, but also she has now awoken her Mangekyo Sharingan through love, firmly confirming to us that the cycle of hatred that has plagued the Uchiha since the time of Indra is done. Ever since Sasuke and Naruto's blood crossed into each other after they blew each other's arms off, the cycle of hatred has been over. The curse of hatred that Indra held towards Ashura for being Hagoromo's favorite son is gone, which also possibly means that the reincarnation cycle of Indra and Ashura is over, as no more cycle of hatred means there's no longer any need for reincarnations to keep coming back to life to battle. So it's a possibility that Sasuke and Naruto are our last reincarnations ever. And Sarada awakening in MS is the signal of the end of this time. Now, Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan shape is unique, like every MS shape. It looks nothing like Itachi's or Sasuke's. In fact, it doesn't really look like any Mangekyo Sharingan we've ever seen. But it doesn't mean it doesn't look like anything. In fact, there are already two very prominent theories based on what Sarada's MS is. A lot of people are theorizing that the shape of Sarada's MS is meant to represent the sun, which would make a lot of sense when you consider all of the analogies made towards Boruto's Jogan representing the moon, making Boruto and Sarada the sun and the moon respectively. Her Mangekyo Sharingan shape being modeled after the sun does make a good amount of sense, as one of the most prominent abilities of the MS, especially in Sasuke's bloodline, is Amaterasu. And who is the Japanese Shinto god of the sun, ladies and gentlemen? It's Amaterasu. Sarada having the MS shape of the sun could heavily imply that she's gonna be a wielder of Amaterasu, which, considering the fact that Itachi and Sasuke both had Amaterasu, that's not the craziest assumption to make, especially when you consider the fact that Mangekyo Sharingan abilities are actually a reflection of the person who they belong to. I believe that Itachi is probably the best representation of MS abilities being a reflection of the person. By the way, this isn't me making up or making a theory that MS abilities are a reflection of a person's soul. That is word for word taken from the manga. Specifically, they say the MS is the eye that reflects the user's soul. So Itachi very notably had Amaterasu and Tsukiyomi as his two MS abilities. It's believed that Itachi got Tsukiyomi as an MS ability because he believed better than anybody that objective reality controls your worldview. That is to say that Itachi is one of the only people in all of Konoha who knew firsthand what Konoha and the Uchiha were planning. And because of the emotional stress of having to choose between his clan and Konoha, and then eventually going with Konoha, going on to murder his entire clan for the sake of the village, but being labeled as a rogue shinobi, putting the entirety of the blame of the event on him, that a large part of Itachi's story is realizing that somebody's perception of reality is their reality. And therefore, Itachi, after killing Shisui, manifested an ability in Tsukiyomi that allowed him to control somebody's perceived reality. And it's believed that Itachi manifested Amaterasu because he wanted to be able to burn away the lies of Danzo. And therefore, he manifested a Mangekyo Sharingan ability in Amaterasu that was able to burn anything, even fire itself. So if we take an objective look at Sarada's personality, we can kind of formulate what her MS abilities are gonna be. And I believe genuinely the best comparison for Sarada in terms of personality is, well, Itachi. She has now essentially dedicated her entire life to protecting Boruto, much in the same capacity that Itachi dedicated his life to protecting Sasuke. And if her MS shape is that of a sun, it's hard to believe that she wouldn't get Amaterasu, so that's 1 out of 2 already. But on top of this, Sarada is also in a very similar situation to Itachi, where she's now facing the fact that perceived reality is objective reality. And everybody in her life is currently under the influence of their perceived reality being changed, which makes their objective reality Boruto killed Naruto. But Sarada, much like Itachi, now understands both sides. She understands through the information that Sumire has fed to her that Ada has brainwashed the world, and she understands the actual reality of the situation because she herself was not brainwashed. This is eerily similar to the situation Itachi was in, where she is now faced with a full understanding of two separate realities affecting all of the people in her life. And therefore, it's a possibility that she'll awaken Tsukiyomi in her other eye, or another genjutsu that's able to warp people's objective reality, like Kodowa Matsukame. But I think Sarada awakening her MS in this moment is incredibly important because the MS abilities of new Uchiha manifest the second they awaken their MS, and those MS abilities are a reflection of their current emotional state. This is why Sasuke manifested Amaterasu and Kagutsuchi, as he wanted to burn the entire world but needed control over the chaos so he could rise to the top. Hence Amaterasu and the ability to control Amaterasu. But even now that Sasuke doesn't have that ideology anymore, he still has Amaterasu and Kagutsuchi. So Sarada awakening MS in this moment has now given her the best possible role at Amaterasu and Tsukiyomi, or Amaterasu in an equally as powerful genjutsu ability. Now, it's entirely possible that Sarada might get unique MS abilities, but I think that unique MS ability would manifest in whatever genjutsu she receives, as I believe if the MS shape is actually based off the sun, that it would be asinine to give her anything outside of Amaterasu. You know what's also insane about the revealing of Sarada's MS is that people called it like 3 years ago. Like, I'm reading a Quora post from 3 years ago, and a guy's like, yeah, it's rumored this is what Sarada's MS shape is gonna be, and it's a sun. Like, I guess it wasn't non-obvious, but still. The other possibility of the MS shape is that it's not a sun, and instead it's a flower. Now, this would tie into a lot of things, like the fact that her mother's name is Sakura, even though that's a tree, not a flower. I mean, like, the tree makes flowers, but it's still a tree. And the fact that a couple of fire jutsus used by the Uchihas are named after flowers. I think it's like fire flower jutsu or something like that. And that's kind of it. Obviously, the sun one is a lot better. But you know me, I like to keep you in the know about all possibilities. Sasuke, upon seeing that his daughter is so serious about Boruto not killing Naruto that she awoke in MS over it, which, like, what's that gotta be like for him? He was like,
You know what I had to do to get one of those?
murder my brother! And like for thousands of years and on stone tablets in the Uchiha hideout, it said you have to kill those closest to you to awaken this. If I was Sasuke, I'd be like,
Let me see your hands. Right now. Who did you murder? Are you sure Mitsuki is going off to kill Boruto? Where's his body?
But upon seeing that this is how serious that Sarada was about Boruto's innocence, Sasuke decides to not trust his own memories, and is genuinely like a really good dad in this moment. So Sasuke jumps off to find Boruto and finds him and saves him from Team 10. Like, straight up snatches him out of Shikadai's shadow paralysis, which is an act of treason, much in the same capacity that Momoshiki freeing Kawaki was an act of treason. Sasuke is freeing Boruto, the person who killed Naruto, public enemy #1 of the world. And 3 people just saw him do it, one of which is the son of the dude who's probably gonna become the 8th Hokage, Shikamaru. Because I don't think Sasuke is becoming the 8th Hokage anymore. I mean, it's probably gonna be Kakashi, but still, there's a chance. After Sasuke saves Boruto, he talks to Boruto about the first time that they met. But obviously, since Sasuke has had his memories swapped, it wasn't when Boruto was born, it was when Kawaki was brought to the village. But what Sasuke does remember is that after Momoshiki's defeat, that he trained Boruto. But what really throws Sasuke for a loop is that when he saves Boruto, he realizes Boruto's wearing his headband. And it's at this point that Sasuke wonders why somebody who just went AWOL and killed Naruto, his best friend, would be wearing his headband. Obviously, Sasuke has given this child a seal of approval. He's wearing his only headband. On top of this, Sarada is so serious that Boruto didn't kill Naruto that she awoke her MS. So it's at this point that Sasuke decides that he's on Boruto's side. That even though his memories are telling him that Boruto is a bad guy, that he would do whatever it takes to protect Sarada. And protecting Sarada means protecting her friends and those that she loves and trusts. Honestly, even I was like, okay, Sasuke. It was a good moment. But Momoshiki does not like this. In a matter of minutes, Boruto has gone from losing everybody and everything to regaining his mentor. See, Momoshiki was thrilled when the world changed their mind about Boruto and he supposedly lost his Jogan. But what I hypothesized after seeing Boruto get slashed in the eye by Kawaki is that him still having the Jogan was actually symbolic of the fact that he will not lose everything. Wouldn't you know it, I was correct. God, it's so hard to be this good at this. Because Boruto hasn't lost everything. He still has Sumire, Sarada, and now Sasuke. And Momoshiki, seeing that Boruto hasn't lost everything and still very much has a network of people around him, mandates that he takes over Boruto's body and that Boruto disappear forever. But Boruto is able to resist him, claiming one of the more badass scenes in Naruto's entire history, that he has the blood of his grandfather, his father, and the Hyuga running through him. And on top of all that, he's got the will of fire. This is him adjacent territory. He essentially tells Momoshiki, pipe down, I still got this. And even though the entire world just turned against him, Boruto tightens up his headband and claims he's gonna get it back. And it's at this point that the chapter ends, saying that a new chapter of Boruto is coming, which everybody pretty vastly agrees is the time skip, which once again, is what I've been saying. Like, it doesn't say Boruto time skip coming right up, but it's like we're now heading into a new chapter of Boruto, which I mean, considering the tonal shift, the fact that it is an even number, and we all know Kishimoto loves doing time skips on even numbers, and the fact that they were like, it's a new chapter, it's the time skip, which means next month around this time, we are going to be getting our first look into Boruto's future, which means we'll see a Konoha, which is most likely being largely influenced by Kawaki, Daemon, Ada, and Amado, possibly either Kakashi or Shikamaru now in charge as the 8th Hokage, as Naruto will still be sealed away until Boruto is dead. Sasuke will once again be a rogue ninja for helping out Boruto and leaving the village to train him, and I believe that Sarada and Sumire will still be in Konoha. Here's the thing, we've now gotten to the what does this mean for the future of Boruto segment of the video, and I believe that Sasuke can no longer return to Konoha. He has made it clear to 3 people within Konoha that he is colluding with Boruto, which will most likely make him a rogue ninja for the 2nd time in his life. Since I believe that Kawaki and Ada will essentially be controlling Konoha in a shadow puppet government kind of way, any collusion with Boruto whatsoever will not be allowed, especially if they find out that Sasuke either has gone against the memories that were put into his head by Ada or has completely reversed them. However, nobody outside of Sarada and Sumire is aware that they weren't controlled by Ada's charm Shinjutsu. When they both realized that they weren't under the control of Ada's charm Shinjutsu, they communicated it telepathically, meaning that Ada wasn't able to find out about this using her Senrigan. However, Ada is aware, or can be aware, of the fact that Sarada told Sasuke that Boruto didn't kill Naruto, which kind of has blown up her spot at least a little bit to Ada. However, remember when I talked about that rift between Ada and Kawaki that was forming? Well, Ada, upon realizing that Sasuke had saved Boruto using her Senrigan, she flies to Boruto's location and apologizes for changing the world's memories, once again displaying empathy for Boruto's situation. Now, I don't want to say that she's on Boruto's side, but mind you, Ada is in love with the idea of people that aren't affected by her charm Shinjutsu, and she only really likes Kawaki because of this. Now, Boruto falls into the same camp, though Ada has said multiple times that she doesn't feel anything romantically towards Boruto. That doesn't mean, however, that she doesn't like having Boruto around, as Boruto and Sarada possibly represent Ada's best ability to have actual friends. So it's a possibility that outside of the one event of brainwashing the entire world, that Ada won't do anything to undermine either Boruto or Sarada, both of which she's now at least slightly aware of the fact aren't affected by her charm Shinjutsu, meaning that it is a possibility that even though Ada does understand that Sarada isn't affected by her charm Shinjutsu and therefore is on Boruto's side, that she won't blow up Sarada's spot. Whether or not Sarada stays or goes doesn't actually matter, because Sumire confirmed the information to Sarada that Ada's charm Shinjutsu changed everybody's memories telepathically, maybe. It didn't look like her mouth was moving in the manga panels. And so long as Sumire confirmed this telepathically to Sarada, Ada won't be able to find out that Sumire is unaffected by the charm Shinjutsu. Now, if she was using an earpiece, which is a possibility, Ada with the use of the Senrigan will be able to find out that Sumire also is unaffected by the charm Shinjutsu. But really what I'm trying to drive at here is that either Sarada or Sumire or both of them will remain in Konoha as spies for Sasuke and Boruto. The problem with this idea, though, is it largely hinges on Ada not interfering with them, because Ada can see everything going on at Earth simultaneously. I mean that the second that Sarada or Sumire went out to Boruto and Sasuke and acted as spies, well, she would know, which would mean that they would have to find inconspicuous ways to be spies. So really it boils down to 2 options for Sarada: go with Sasuke and Boruto, or stay in the village as a spy. In either capacity, she's gonna dedicate herself to helping Boruto. And I think with the awakening of her MS, it's actually more likely that she goes off with Sasuke and Boruto so she can train her MS, as there is quite literally nobody else on Earth who can help her do that. Which means pink Susanoo loading, maybe. Or red. There's theories on what color it's gonna be. I hope to God it's pink. If it's pink, I'm getting a tattoo of it. Let's be real, I'm probably getting a tattoo of it regardless of color. And if Sarada does go with Boruto and Sasuke, that means that Boruto, Sasuke, and Sarada are gonna have a couple of years to train before they spin the block back to Konoha. At which point, Sarada will have mastery over MS and will be able to use Susanoo, and Boruto will have complete mastery over his karma marking. And now, more than ever, it makes sense that after the time skip, Boruto has Sasuke's gear. Most notably his headband, cape, and sword. See, in the last video we made about Boruto's manga when we covered chapter 79 leaks, we said the fact that Sasuke's memories have changed has all but confirmed his death in the manga, as there would be no real reason outside of Sasuke's death that Boruto would acquire all of his stuff. But now that Sasuke is with Boruto, there are certainly avenues in which Sasuke survives the manga, as Boruto getting Sasuke's stuff now makes more sense. They're with each other currently. So it's a possibility that maybe Sasuke just gives him his gear? Or it's a possibility that Sasuke becomes injured and he can't wear his own stuff or use it, so he gives it to Boruto to fight Kawaki. But I do genuinely still believe that this most likely signals that Sasuke's gonna die. And the stage is absolutely set for his death. I mean, think about it. He's a rogue ninja again. And not only is he a rogue ninja, he's now a rogue ninja against a much more hostile Konoha. See, before Sasuke just ran away and everyone was like,
Oh, we wish you would come back, man.
but now he is aiding and abetting the guy who killed their leader. And the dude he's aiding and abetting pulls up a couple years later wearing his gear, implying that either Sasuke has outgrown his sword and his cape, or he's no longer got use for them. Tie that into the fact that Sarada has now awoken the MS, which means if she takes Papa's eyes, she gets the EMS, and the stage is certainly set for 6 feet under Sasuke. Which, you know, after what he did for Sarada and the fact that he believed her even though his memories told him not to, like, I'm like 1% less excited for. Don't get it twisted, I'm still very excited. Just like, you know, like 1% less. And to tie it all together, the fact that Sarada and Boruto are getting painted as the sun and the moon pretty much confirms Sarada x Boruto. We all know Kishimoto wanted Naruto and Sasuke to end up together, but he wasn't brave enough to do it. So he's like, fine, I'll have them have opposite gendered children and everybody will get it a generation later than we planned. So yeah, a lot happened. What did you guys think of the chapter? Do you think it's Boruto's best chapter yet? Do you think it's Naruto's best chapter yet? Tell me in the comments below. And while you guys are down there, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell. I understand that Kishimoto's a busy man, but God, I wish this manga was weekly.